This is my third term as Mayor of the City of Kingston, and I really do feel like there's never been a more important moment for us to come together as a group of Victorian councils, and also with the other tiers of government, to make good happen. All 5 current priorities for Victorian councils are critical and linked. We do need to find new, innovative ways to deliver what we need right now, like housing, safer roads, and a new playbook to support active local democracy. And we need to shape a resilient and sustainable future by investing in the infrastructure that connects us not just physically, but socially, in sustainable energy that also powers community prosperity, and in future-proofed infrastructure.
And what all growing community needs across the state, more so than just the housing that we've got, is connection with infrastructure to help our growing communities. Now that's quite literally connection to utilities and things like public transport, but more than that, it's the social connection that's afforded when community infrastructure like rec centres are properly in place. Our Cardinia Life project in the federal seat of Latrobe is a perfect example of that. We've been seeking funding for an expansion of this facility for more than 6 years. I take my own kids here for swimming lessons, and it's really frustrating to see local kids turned away from those swimming lessons, as well as local basketball teams, because we're quite literally bursting at the seams.
Here in Port Phillip, we know the importance of making community infrastructure happen. As Mayor, I am passionate about our community infrastructure keeping pace with the densification of housing and what that translates to in reality. In Port Phillip, for example, we have Fisherman's Bend, which is a truly unique housing opportunity. With up to 80,000 new residents so close to Melbourne CBD, we will see an increase in housing, but we need the infrastructure to go with it.
Here on the Surf Coast, we declared a worker accommodation crisis in 2021 due to a lack of affordable housing. We need more homes for our key workers and our community members with lower incomes, and we're actively trying to tackle the issue. For example, we've provided council land in Winchelsea to a not-for-profit organisation to develop affordable housing for older residents or people living with disability.
We need all levels of government to work together to fund maintenance and improvement of council-owned roads throughout this state. This is not only because our communities are crying out to fix dangerous potholed roads, but also to support national priorities like making our road and freight network more productive. The duplication of Dyson Drive, an arterial link here in Ballarat's west, is a perfect example in the federal seat of Ballarat that has the potential to be transformative locally while underpinning federal policy on safer roads and productivity goals. And with a price tag of $88.3 million, it will need funding support at each level of government to make it happen.
Offshore wind projects are planned for Gippsland, and I want to make sure that Victoria's energy transition provides a long-term benefits for impacted communities. I want to see energy proponents providing genuine and authentic engagement with local communities that clearly articulates both the opportunities and the challenges of proposed projects. Community investment that delivers tangible outcomes and clear community benefits, not just now, but in 20 years down the track. State and federal government support for regions to help them strategically grow for anticipated growth. To do this, we need innovative partnering and funding arrangements like payments in lieu of rates that tie back to the amounts of energy produced. Communities like ours in the federal seat of Monash are in a unique position to drive a fairer energy transition.
Just this week in Kingston, we're looking at proposals for new housing on the site of an existing golf course located on a floodplain. We've had extensive experience in the past with similar developments where roads created 20 years ago aren't now fit for purpose, and public open space to replace what's being built over now is fiercely contested.
Across Australia, there has been an increase in council meetings being disrupted by protest groups. One incident at Monash in 2023 really stands out in my mind, where protesters attended a council meeting confronting and threatening councillors over a storytime event planned in our libraries. Police were involved, and unfortunately we had to postpone the meeting until the crowd dispersed. As community leaders, we have a responsibility to ensure the words we speak are uniting, not dividing us, and to show leadership in our own communities. We also need support to develop shared tools and capabilities to combat the misinformation and disinformation fueling these events and to protect our staff and communities.
Here in the city of Melton, we know the importance of safe and cohesive communities. And as Mayor, I'm passionate about providing our fast-growing community with a safe and more connected community, particularly for our young people. We're working hard to engage with young people, but disinformation spreading online and through social media is making our job harder. It influences opinion and fuels division in our neighbourhoods. We're putting our own council programs in place to engage young people in the broader community, like our youth outreach and youth leadership programs, along with employment and education support. But we can't do this alone. Here across 2 federal electorates, Hawke and Gorton, we need federal government support to make sure we're able to support a safe and cohesive community. When it comes to delivering active local democracy,
when it comes to making sure community infrastructure is in place to support growing communities.
So when it comes to community infrastructure,
when it comes to delivering connected communities,
when it comes to delivering safer local roads, let's make good happen.
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 So let's do this. Let's make good happen.